The girls have been pumping the tunes all night long. Party time for them. Now who's going to take out this Huey Boom Open Men's Taplin Relay Final here, the grand final, and all the big clubs have come out to shine to see who will be crowned our inaugural champions, Josh.
Everyone who's anyone's here for this final event of our Summer of Surf, the Open Taplin Relay for the men, and I don't think there's a better event in surf life saving. All the great clubs are here. Northcliffe, Surfers Paradise, Warilla Barry Point, Mooloolaba, Newport. We're in for a huge show here. Same order as the girls, Kurt: board, swim, ski, and it's all going to come down to those final legs.
Yeah, three-man Taplin, so obviously half of a normal Taplin relay race that we see. It's just going to make the racing faster, and it's going to make it tighter as well. We see a lure there, Nathan Gray closest to screen. The boys have had to pop one, and that'll be just about it. They'll be into deep water the next one. Who's going to bash through this? One over the top, nice
looks
work.
like Zach Orchard there from the Surfers Paradise Club snuck out in front, and his board leg and in the board race was so good, and he's trying to replicate it here in the Taplin Relay.
Yeah, Orch, he's such a consistent paddler, and he'll be the first to admit he's led a lot of races, and he's been right up there, but he just hasn't finished them off yet, and that's just the experience as well. He's just a youngster, but certainly a bright future for him. Max Brooks, another one. We've seen him win board races in the Summer of Surf as well, a very talented paddler, and they'll want to turn it on their home beach in this final event.
They're two paddlers that race hard and they like to play hard. And just like the girls, Kurt, they'll be racing for these Huey Boom Bluetooth speakers here for our inaugural Summer of Surf Taplin Relay winners.
Well, a couple of Huey Booms around the cans here as well. A little bit of push and shove, and it looks like Max Brooks has come out the better, and there's raining Newport caps left, right and centre. Look out, Orch, because the boys, Newport, they're everywhere.
Oh, Max Brooks out in front. He's really gapped the rest of this field here. He made a 2-metre gap into a 20-metre gap thanks to a few great runners off that last can. But the boys are drifting down to the right-hand side. Max has just made the adjustment there, and he knows that's not the place to be, but it looks like this wave might pick up and bring a few back markers through.
Oh, get the phone ready. It's a dial away from out the back. Look at this. Great. Oh, blow-ups out the back. Orch is filthy. He's missed it. Too bad, so sad. That's how it rolls. And here we go, Nathan Gray. He didn't stop paddling. He got the reward along with our leader, Max Brooks.
And they've come down a huge effort there, but there's 6 or 8 teams on the second wave, so the boys aren't home and hosed yet. They're running hard. Look how hard Max Brooks is going. He wants this Taplin Relay. He wants it on his home beach, and he wants the last event of the Summer of Surf.
Well, this is an example of what a huge transition can do to a Taplin Relay. That was clinical. Max Brooks on to Kendrick Louis. You won't see. Look at this. Hurting, absolutely. Reese Burrows in a world right there. And now the boys come from behind. Luke Cuff. And they keep coming as well. And now a transition, Josh, so critical. A big transition can close a gap. A big transition can give you an even bigger gap.
Yeah, especially when you're going in or out of the swim legs, because swimming's so slow. If you can get your guy in there a few steps, 3 or 4 steps in front of the next competitor, that gap can just extend out like it has here. But it looks like we've got Alex Clark chasing Kendrick Louis here. There looks the redheads in there, and Big Matt Poole, he's coming after both of the boys. We know how much he loves to chase them. We see he gets down deep under the water there. Looks like Currumbin, Dan Collins there from Redheads in the mix as well. And I'm sure there'll be a Northcliffe clap somewhere close by.
Oh, just an unbelievable transition. We see it in the Ironman racing as well. Shannon Eckstein, the likes, they're the guys that took that transition to another level. For so many years, the transition, it wasn't seen as a leg, was it?
No.
It was just seen as what we do in between our swim, ski, board. But now, that's just as important as all 3 disciplines in the water.
But in an event like this, Kurt, it's almost more important. If you come in next to somebody, you've got to run away from them. You have to give your competitor every possible chance of getting out and around that can first place. But as we look, it's still Kendrick Louis out in front here from the Newport Club. They want to do it on their home beach. Alex Clark's almost caught that gap up, but it's taken so much to get there. They're on the way in, and he's just latched onto his feet now. Mooloolaba still back into 3rd place. Matt Poole's dragging the rest of the field along with Northcliffe there, dragging the field up onto these 2 leaders.
Yeah, some great swimming here. Currumbin closing the gap. Is that Jacko Maynard in there for them? And they keep going. Isaac Costello maybe for Redhead as they come in. These guys, gee, I don't know. They've gone on the other side of the rip, so they're taking some risk. We saw it before, paid off for the girls. If you go far enough, it's good enough. But if you don't, you're going to get caught in some trouble.
I don't know why they've gone that far down. I think it's a low percentage play for the boys as they pick up this little wave here. It's just too risky. When you're out in front, you don't need to take big risks. But look, you can see the flags there. That's how far these guys are going to have to come back. They've ended up on that that bank down there, and it's such a long way. So it's a big run. We spoke about it before. Transitions are going to make such a difference. And now as we look back to the main pack, there's Mooloolaba, Northcliffe and Currumbin. They're coming straight in. They're dead set on the flag there, so they won't have as far to run, and it could make a huge difference in the result on this race.
Well, we're going to see how close it is. The boys are going further down. Now they're running back. Kendrick Louis, look at Alex Clark putting in the big ones, trying to take over Kendrick Louis. Matt Poole right on the flag. Now, how close is this gap going? Clark comes round in one. Louis into, oh, he stumbled again. He's got the stumbles today. Cost him a surf race. He's hurt in transition. Matt Poole's caught up a ton of ground there. Look at that. He's closed the gap. It's mere meters.
And look at that. As they head onto the bank, the run's not over yet. The key to this ski pattern, look at Poole. He gone straight past the other two, and he's put Mooloolaba into the lead. We spoke about it all day. Transitions mean everything.
Huge, huge transition. And for everyone sitting at home, that's gutsy. That's why you do the extra hours training. That's why you do the sprint sessions as well. That's why you do the stuff you don't want to do to give your team every chance. Unbelievable there from Matt Poole. He hands off to Hayden White. Kendrick Louis off to Mitchell Trim. And now we go. Looks like Dane Farrell in there for Allura on the ski. So the boys up and going, and Mitchell Trim back in front, but Hayden White right on his sidewash.
Another interesting part of a Taplin relay here. You've got some of the Ironmen doing these legs up against just the straight ski paddlers. Mitchell Trim, ski specialist, that's all he does. Hayden White, he does all three legs. He's got a swim train, he's got a board train, he's got a run, and now he's trying to stick with the Australian silver medalist in the ski, Mitchell Trim. And you put all your money on Trimmy. But the other facet of it, it comes down to a sprint finish. We know the ski paddlers don't like it, and that's where the Ironman come into their own.
Oh, so many things to think about here in this final leg, and all these guys are thinking about get back to the shore as quick as possible, and they've got two decisions to make. Do you go the right-hand side or the left-hand side of this huge rip flying out here at Newport? And that could make or break this. It's only, just mere millimetres gap between first and second.
As you asked about that question, Hayden White's just made the decision. As he came around that can, he chose to ease up, cut back on Mitchell Trim, and try and come down on this side of him. As the runners start to come, Dane Farrell's pushing down on that far right-hand side. Hayden White's got it as well. So the boys have pushed down these waves, but the two on the right, are they too far down? Have they gone too far down the beach to get that? Mitchell Trim, perfect positioning. He's a great ski paddler. He doesn't make too many mistakes. Hayden White's pushed onto the front wave here. Looks like Mooloolaba going to pick this one up, but he's a long way down. Can Trimmy come back from here?
I'm not sure. It's a tough decision to make here. Hayden White's gone with the wave. Trim's gone with the line. And now it's going to come down to a run. We've seen it all day long. The waves haven't paid off. I know it's weird. It doesn't make sense sometimes. That surf. Look how far back Hayden White's got to come. Now here we go. Mitchell Trim on the bank. Shut the gate. It's been going all day long. Mitchell Trim keeps a level head. Took the second wave, and you just can't catch up that far. Hayden White, he got first to the beach, but he won't be first to the finish line. And Newport do it on their home beach. Mitchell Trim, full credit, executed that finish perfectly. Hayden White, well, he gave it everything he did. He had to take a risk, and it didn't pay dividends. And here we go. Dane Farrell of Allura rounds out the top three placings in what was a dramatic final. So the Sandbank seals victory once again, and the Newport club uses the hometown knowledge to take out this Huey Boom Open Male Taplin Relay Summer of Surf Grand Final. Take a bow, Mitchell Trim puts the icing on the cake for the Newport A team and combines with Kendrick Louis and Max Brooks for that memorable win ahead of Mooloolaba and a really impressive and on the rise side, Allura from the Shire.
Max Brooks, that was a battle on the boards.
Yeah, it's always your part to do for the team, which is try and get on the front wave. And I was really happy to get a nice run around the can and come in on the front wave. And I took the gamble. I tried to cut back with the runs a bit and get onto that bank so I could try and get the best line for the team, and it paid off. And I was really happy with my leg, and it was a big relief once I'd done that.
And Kendrick, you had some bit of hard work to do, some sprinting up the beach.
Yeah, I wouldn't really call that sprinting. It was just trying to get myself to tag Trimmy was probably the hardest part. But the competition, that was phenomenal. Maxie got us off to a perfect start, and I just tried to do my job and hang in there and tag Trimmy, in contention with the other boys, and I did that. So it's all about doing your part for the team, and that's what the boys did today.
And Mitch, you did your part for the team, and you absolutely killed it in your ski leg.
Oh, I wouldn't say killed it. I love doing the Taplin, but I hate going first, second and third because there's so much pressure. But to bring it home with these guys, Maxie had a crack over at paddle and should have been sort of a wave by himself. And Kenji's a bit injured, so we're happy with that. And can't wait for the state and Aussies in a couple of weeks.